Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Cindy here from CLB Craft Creations with a card project for you today. The holiday catalog went live yesterday, so hopefully you got your orders in. This is one of the sets that's in the holiday catalog. It's called Reason for the Season, and it has this beautiful poinsettia, it's very hand-drawn poinsettias. It comes with, or it doesn't come with, but it has a coordinating punch that it's called the Festive Flower Punch, which you can stamp these little vines onto the punches and make a 3D poinsettia. I've also actually even made sunflowers with this, so it's not just for the poinsettias. You can definitely use this punch for other things. So let's get started. I am actually making this card for a swap that I'm participating in. It's a Christmas card swap, and so this was the set that I chose, and this is going to be this, or a variation of this card will be what I'm doing. I'm actually going to change it up even with this this video. We're going to start with a piece of real red cardstock, and this measures 4¼ by 11, scored at 5½. And I'm going to take my embossing buddy and I'm going to swipe it all over the place. On my original, I just stamped it in real red ink, and that is fine. I'm trying to decide if I like it better with some embossing. So I'm going to take my Versamark pad, and I'm going to emboss this with the iridescent ice. Embossing powder. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this, actually bring in my scrap piece here, and then I'm just going to stamp this all over. Randomly on here, and then I can add some pieces here. I don't want to touch my cardstock too much because I don't want to get any oils or anything on there. So let's put one right here, and then do just a little piece right there peeking on. I just wanted to get a nice coverage on that background. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my iridescent ice, and we'll just sprinkle that right over the top. And this is actually, so this is our clear embossing powder with, I guess the way I would describe it would be the Dazzling Diamonds glitter within it. And I don't know if that's actually how they made it, but it's the effect that I think that you get. It just gives a little sparkle. And I can tell that this is not going to come out nice and crisp. Sometimes no matter what you do, it just doesn't come out the way you want it. I'm going to tap it, give it a little blow, and that's good enough. So I'm sure you can see. Now I'm just going to hit that with my heat tool. Actually, let me get this powder actually out of the way before I start embossing, because that could be disastrous. Just pour that all back in there. I have not migrated this iridescent ice into a bigger tub yet, so that'll be next. Alright, we'll bring that back in, and we're just going to emboss it. Make sure you heat it up first before you hit it with the paper, or hit it with the tool. This is going to warp the paper, so you don't want to sit on it for too long. Just until you see it go clear, and then move on. This will help reduce with any warping. Okay, and then I am actually going to hit the back of it as well, just to kind of help kind of straighten that out a little bit. And actually it did pretty well. I'm just going to, while it's still warm, just kind of roll it. By the time your recipient receives it in the mail, they won't even know. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. I like that. I like the shimmer that I get from that. I don't know that I love it, but we'll see how it turns out. I think what I don't care about with the iridescent ice embossing powder is that the glitter isn't necessarily evenly dispersed. So you'll get spots where there is the glitter, and then there's spots that doesn't have the glitter. So in hindsight, I may have actually just gone ahead and done this in clear, and that's what I might just do, just so that it gives it a little shine over just the real red on real red. So, okay, that is actually done. I would actually add a piece of Whisper White on the inside as well, but I'm not going to do that for this purpose. I'm going to bring in a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which measures 2 by 4 1/4. It's just going to go right here on the front. Bring back in my scrap piece. And I'm going to take that poinsettia image again, and I'm going to take my real red, my Memento ink, ink that up. And you could emboss this too. I tend to not really like to emboss with black embossing powder, just because you get a lot of strays and they're hard to cover up. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp this over here on the left hand side. Okay, give that a little press, and I would go ahead and color that now. And to color them, I am going to use my Real Red marker, my Old Olive marker, and my Hello Honey Stampin' Write markers. You could also do this with the blender pen. The only thing I would caution you, so the blender pen and your ink pad, the only thing I would caution you with on using your blender pen is to not oversaturate your cardstock, because it will tear the paper. It will pill up, and then you'll have fuzzies on your paper. So just be mindful. So if you do not have the markers, then you can still use your blender pen. So I'm going to do the petals in Real Red, and I've already got one colored for us, but I'll just show you. So then it does not take very long to color at all. So Old Olive for the leaves, just kind of slap on some color there, and then Hello Honey would go in the center on these tiny little berries, I guess, in the middle. Okay, and then when you're done, you would have an image that looks like this. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and add my sentiment in Real Red, and I think actually it might look nicer in black. So you know what, let's change it again. It kind of also ties in that black there that I have with the line image here. So let's go ahead and just do that in black. Now I want this to be really, really dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin'-Up. Okay, and it's a little technique I want to show you where you can stamp repeatedly in the same spot. I've showed this on videos before. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and actually, first of all, I'm going to just put a little temporary adhesive on the back. This is just temporary adhesive, so it's going to come right up. Okay, so now I know that that is sitting still. Okay, ink that up in my Memento Tuxedo Black, and then I'm going to go ahead and, sorry if my head gets in the way, I'm going to center that right there. Now I'm going to, not moving my block or my paper, I'm going to bring my Stampin'-Up in, and I'm just going to line it up with the corner of my block. Okay, now I can go back, re-ink, and now I'm going to stamp right back down where I was. I'm not moving the Stampin'-Up, I'm not moving my paper. Okay, and now there I have a nice bold image. Okay, so then that comes up, and get that out of the way. Now it might still be a wet, so be careful, because you're obviously putting extra ink on there. the card base. Now I have 2 strips of the Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper, which are cut at 1/2 inch by 4 1/4 because they're going to layer on the back. So there's 2 of them, for one for the top and the bottom. I'll bring this back in, and I'm going to use my fast fuse, and I'm just going to run a little strip at the top and the bottom of my panel here. Get that out of the way. And then I'm just going to layer that right on top of the glimmer paper. And the reason I'm using just little strips instead of a big block of it is because that way it goes a little bit longer. So you don't have to use full pieces just to layer your piece. Okay, so there you go. And now I'm just going to bring in some dimensionals. And I want to, just for extra security, I want to add a dimensional on top of the glimmer strip and the Whisper White layer, so that kind of also serves as adhesive, just to kind of give it, like I said, give it a little extra stick. Because that glimmer paper, it's hard to stick things to, and you don't want your recipient to receive your card and then have things falling apart on it, even though the fast fuse is pretty strong. Okay, so now this, I'm just going to make sure it's going the right direction, and I'm going to layer that down at the bottom. And there you go. So here's our finished card project. There's the one with the black, and then here's the one we changed up with the iridescent ice embossing, and then this was the original. And I'm not quite sure which one I like better. I like the red. I think I prefer the red, actually, and I'm just trying to decide what I like for my background. But there you go. So hopefully you've gotten all your goodies ordered for with the release of the new holiday catalog. If you do not have a demonstrator and you do not have a current catalog, please let me know. Send me an email, and I would be happy to be your demonstrator and send you out a holiday catalog. My email is in the description box below, and I hope that you will tune in again. Talk to you soon.